So today's plan is a shorter ride. I'm going back to doing shorter and more often. I've decided to sling the training plan to the side and basically do my own version of it, because unfortunately I'm one of these people that if I've got a plan, I panic that I've not achieved it on that given day. I've not done enough miles, and then I have to be honest, it puts me off for the rest of the week. And I know that maybe sounds ridiculous, but unfortunately when you suffer from anxiety, that's exactly what happens. I have alluded to on social media that I have had struggles with mental health, and I suppose I just want to be a wee bit more open and honest in this video, because people are so open to speaking about the pain in their knee that they're recovering from and they're going to the physio for. People speak about suffering from migraines and about the treatment they're on for it, but I still feel as though mental health is a taboo subject, and I don't want it to be that way anymore. I think it's so important that we speak about how we feel. Since January, things haven't been good for me, but with the support of my GP and my close friends and family, I'm coming out the other side, and I'm really pleased. And I don't know if I hadn't had this cycle challenge to do, I'm not sure that I would be doing quite as well, but I'm quickly realising that being outdoors really does help my mental health. I used to love them in winter months, and I suspect that was probably when I was younger, and to a certain extent I still do enjoy the moments where you can cosy up in front of the fire and have a good film on. But as I get older, it's clear that being outdoors helps me so much. And this ride's even more special today because it's a spring equinox, and I have to admit, when I heard it was today, I thought, let's get out on the bike, especially when the weather's as good as it is. Don't be fooled though, it is by no means warm. It's pretty cold, but still beautiful to be out. I think it was -5 last night. I think it's up to 7 degrees just now. So as I said in the intro, heading over to Aboyne, where we're going to have a cup of tea, maybe some lunch or just a cake, and then loop back round. So this is me going over the bridge at Aboyne. Unfortunately, a couple of years ago, it was really affected by the storms, and I think it's at the parapets. Hiya! Could be completely wrong, but the things that hold the bridge up were damaged, and now it's only pedestrians and bikes that are allowed over it, which means for a huge detour when you're trying to get to the trails at Aboyne, the mountain bike trails at Aboyne, hence why I've never really been recently. But it is stunning. Hopefully the work will start soon to open it up. A bit early for our tea break, so we're just carrying on a wee bit and see what we can add on. Decided to add an extra bit on because I'm feeling pretty good, which leads me on to what I was going to discuss today. So 2 weeks ago I decided to go massively off plan, and I'll be honest, I was feeling pretty kind of low and well, it wasn't so much low, it was anxiety, and every day I was out on the bike I just felt like everything disappeared. So all in all, I ended up doing 100 kilometres in that full week, which for somebody of my fitness at the moment wasn't a good idea, but as much as I said earlier about the training plan that was provided, I've chucked it to the side. I still think it's important to follow the amount of miles that they suggest in a week, but kind of do my own version of it, because they stipulate days and I don't have that option to just stick to days, but I roughly should stick to miles. So as a result, I do suffer from chronic fatigue as well, and as a result, the following week was just a complete write-off, and even this week's been quite tough. We're on Thursday, and this is my first ride of the week, but interestingly, I feel good. So I'm only adding on an extra like 7, maybe 14 kilometres, but it's not too hilly, so I think it'll be okay. But what I need to do, and I know I do need to do this, is listen to my body and listen to what it's telling me. I'd be interested to know if anybody that watches this has ever used a Whoop band. So basically it's something, a wearable that you wear 24/7. There's even a charger that goes on your wrist so it never comes off, and it's monitoring your variable heart rate, your heart rate in general, basically your general wellness. It tells you when you're at peak training performance, when you should basically tail off. And because I'm not very good at listening to my body, I'm seriously considering buying one. I think you can get a free month just to see how it feels and just how the data would help me. I've done quite a lot of research on YouTube as well, and it certainly seems the way to go. I spoke to somebody from the club who's had one, explained to him my difficulties, and he said it seems like a no-brainer for somebody like me to have one. So it's something I'm looking into. I think it was a bug catching a ride on my helmet. The scenery around here is just stunning. Unfortunately, because I don't have the fitness to ride to these places, take the car, do a loop, experience some different scenery, a nice cafe stop, and then back again. I don't know, there's just something about today that's making me feel really quite happy and buoyant. It's just spring equinox gives you hope. It gives you joy that the good days are here, and hopefully we do have a good spring and summer. Even just the lighter nights are amazing. Hiya! He was obviously taking a picture of something nice. I'll see it on the way back, so we're going out and back the same way. So I'm off work at the moment. I have been since January. Still got huge issues about going into public places. I find that really difficult. And my mood can just drop all of a sudden, and the anxiety can just hit. I've came on leaps and bounds in the last 4 weeks. So my real hope is that I can get back to work in 4 weeks' time. I miss it. I love my job. I love the girls that I work beside. They're so good, but I just know that my concentration and my mood just isn't there yet. But we're getting there, and that's what matters. And I've got Women v Cancer ride to thank for that, because I don't think I'd be out if it wasn't for the charity. Because that's one thing I I won't let a charity down, especially a charity that's so close to my heart. This feels as though it's all downhill at the moment. We're going back this small section the same way, which isn't filling me with joy, unfortunately. Never mind. Hills keep you fit. I think we found ourselves a new cow.
Pig.
Pig. Oh, keep going back to animals. Just arriving in beautiful Loin, about to find our cafe with two options. There's a spider on the bicycle, which would be my first choice, but if it's shut then it'll be one in the square. There's a few in the square. For a wee place that's got lots of cafes, which is nice because we've not really got many places local to us that are open on a Thursday. And any of the places that are on quite busy roads, so I'm not that keen yet. I can smell a fine smell though. Ooh, that's got my taste buds going. This is very much an outdoor capital, lots of cycling, mountain biking at Loin, trails, and a lot of hill walking in the area as well. So it's my type of people. Outdoorsy, down to earth. That's what I like. Fun fact, the hotel that's just there was shut a good while before the renovation started, and it was one of the largest marijuana growing spots in the area for years and years and years. I think it was the whole of the top floor was growing the weed, and they didn't find out until they went in to start the renovation work. That's when they got caught. Well, I don't even know if they got caught actually. But yeah, who would have thought in a fancy place like a Loin. Right, let's see what's on offer. Spider on the bicycle is just down here, if it still exists. Does it? Yeah, it does. Phew. Hey? You know? Oh. Here. Spider on a bicycle. Yeehaw. Nope. Cinnamon buns about the size of my hand. Jeez, oh. It's absolutely delicious. Some Fanta, cup of tea, that'll power me for the road home. Oh, sun's shining now. It's like a summer's day. That's us officially in the Cairngorms National Park. Can smell the trees. Oh, it's a wonderful feeling. I think I've got calfy legs though. Legs are feeling a bit lead-like. Never mind. Just got to power on. So we're heading for a place called Dinnet and then back up to Tarland where we part. I think it's about, I don't know, it's about 10-15 kilometres, something like that. We added a few extra miles on, so I'm unsure what the kilometres are going to be, but I'll give you an update when we get back. Meanwhile, enjoy the views. Off to the left is the Aboyne mountain bike trails. I think safe to say some of them are a bit gnarly for me. The other side's more my thing. Oh, nice downhill now. Rest those legs. Another beautiful part. This is the Glen Tanner estate. You access the Munro Mount Keene from there. Yeah, so I've taken the mountain bike out to the bottom of Mount Keene and then I camped overnight and then walked up in the morning. It's a beautiful ride. I'm going to do the gravel bike, that route on the gravel bike. Just passed over this bridge, but I had to come back and have a proper look. Look how clear that water is. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but looks like a nice dip spot just up there as well. I don't know about you, but I find water so calming. I don't know if you can see the hill in the distance from this camera, but there's snow on top of the hills. Oh, just look at this. So stunning. Beautiful. What a ride. What a ride. Not far from the car now. Oh, it's been a fabulous day. You know when a day fills your cup? Well, my cup's well and truly filled. I just have to keep it like this. I go home and that cup starts to empty, but I'm trying so hard. I can safely say that the bike has changed my life recently, and I wouldn't be where I'm at just now if it wasn't for the bike. I don't know if it's to do with the bike that I'm cycling, my mindset, the challenge. I'm not sure what it is. All I know is that I'm feeling really good on the bike at the moment. We just have to extend that into being really good. Oh, this is overturning. I have got no idea of the route. I'm just relying on good old husband. Oh, 3 miles to Tarlin. It's a little bit of a journey to go. It's okay though. I was thinking we were almost finished. My sense of direction's atrocious. I think the map directions back there must have been as the crow flies. Aye, when I looked at the distance, Must have been at the crow flies was 3.7 miles. 3 miles isn't long though. It also helps having the best husband ever when you're out on the bike, because despite his fitness, he always makes sure it's about me, making sure I'm okay, making sure the pace is okay for me, and I couldn't be more grateful. I'm a lucky girl that I managed to find a man like that, and ultimately it's him that got me cycling. It was about, I think, 2 or 3 years after meeting him. No, probably about 5 years after meeting him, I bought my first road bike, and that's where the journey started. The love-hate relationship. But anyway, we're on a love relationship at the moment, so we'll keep that going. There's a really annoying creak at the front of my bike. I need to get somebody on the case. Turned the camera off to go up that hill because nobody needs to see me breathing through my bottom. That was a leg burner for sure. But get to the top of the hill, you get these awesome views, and it looks as though we're heading into a nice little downhill now. So last little, I think it's just the last couple of kilometres before back to the car. The best bit about being heavier is you can take your husband on downhills, but I can't take him on the uphills. There's always got to be a positive, isn't there? Oh, I hope I sleep well tonight. So that's us done a circular route back to the car. We're parked at Tarland, and I think just Sodswell goes onto a climbing page, and I don't want it to. I'm going to give you today's stats. So today's stats are 35.62 kilometres, average speed 19.7, and 1 hour 48 minutes. I'm really not focusing on speed because it can put me off, but every so often I do just like to glance at it, and it is proving to me, this is a really nice angle, isn't it, for all you viewers. It's just nice to know that there's some metrics I can compare and know that I probably am getting fitter, which is that's all I want. I just want to have a healthy heart, healthy lungs and a healthy head. So I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. I thoroughly enjoyed cycling it, and I'll see you in the next one.